Alright, so this is Crime Fighters 2. They made a sequel to Crime Fighters because it was such a wild success. And then for some reason in the US they decided they wanted to change the name to Vendetta, as if they wanted to differentiate it from Crime Fighters. But anyway, these are our four lovely protagonists. We're going to play Blood. Here's our villains. We get these nice mug shots of them. They taunt us in things that I don't remember what they say. But yeah, so anyway, this game, they made the sprites a lot bigger. Gave stuff some more energy. Took out a button. This is a 3 or a 2-button game, whereas Crime Fighters 1 was a 3-button game. Can just walk right through the forklift, it's not important. So we can despawn enemies by just shoving them off the left side of the screen here. Just fun. And weapons have pretty variable amounts of use in this game. Some weapons are next to useless, like these bats are worse than your normal attacks. A lot of the thrown stuff is decent, and a lot of the not thrown stuff is a lot less decent. I'm going to try and do a trick here with this tire. We're going to just kind of chuck it here, we're going to let it go, and then we're going to walk here. And we missed it, so if we'd hit that, the boss would have just been knocked down and we would have skipped this intro. But he jumps down with an attack here, except it's not actually an attack, it can't hurt you. Don't be afraid of jumping down attack. So one of the main things I'm going to try and do is there's these striking throws in this game, which is not that. So in the second phase, you can hit him more times on the ground before he counterattacks. So I guess we're just chucking him. Yeah, there we go. So that throw right there is the most damage you can do to bosses. Anyway, then you get a scene of beating him up, and scene in the next boss. So this game, they decided the gun was too subtle, so they gave you just a shotgun. Unlike Crime Fighters 1, the shotgun does do more damage than your normal attacks. About 10 times as much, in fact. Unlike Crime Fighters 1, it does not have infinite ammo. So using ammo efficiently is kind of a thing. Good friend bucket. And then we get a brick, which is exactly as powerful as a shotgun. Now we have the only mini-boss in the entire game. Good old Joe here. I suspect there was at one time intended to be an entire other stage, and they had Joe developed or something, and they kind of realized, well, we've got this boss, might as well not use him. One thing I haven't really talked about that probably isn't obvious at this point is that regular enemies are actually very dangerous in this game. You have very little health. Just the regular basic thugs can take off 2/3 of your life pretty much instantly. But anyway, we've got missing link here. We're gonna kick him a lot. So if you manage his health exactly right, he'll get up with a specific attack. Whoop, a specific attack there that you can hit with the chain. And if you do that, it'll hit him twice each time, so it ends up killing him really fast. Oh yeah, that's cute Kate. She was kidnapped. That's the reason we're playing this game. And we've got the Rude brothers here. Once again, taunting us after they stole back the girl. Now, we got these gentlemen. They were removed from the US revisions of this game. But all I have to say about them is that they were removed from the US revisions of the game. And the Dominatrixes make a return. Those falling lampposts do as much damage as a shotgun. So okay, I saw one of these guys earlier. We're not really going to fight any of those guys ever. We're just going to toss them off screen or shoot them with shotguns or things like that. This is another new enemy who we're not going to really fight. Just going to shove him over there and then leave. So he's got a really awkward amount of health. So these guys are kind of awkward because they actually don't have any health. Normally that would sound like an entirely good thing, but in this game when you're attacking an enemy that's at critical health, you get like the strong finishing attack instead of the regular attack. And some characters have pretty bad strong finishing attacks. Alright, now we're to the boss. Or bosses, rather. And throw them both into the corner here. Try and prevent them from doing much of anything. Okay, so the smaller Rude brother is dead, and that means I can do nothing except just mash the kick button, and this fight will work out. Alright, stage 4 we're going to fight Cruel Kurt here. Once again, they give us a gun. I mean, it's still a gun. So if you're careful, you can interrupt some of what Kurt does. But there's certain things he does that if you don't interrupt correctly, you get bonked pretty hard for. I want to just finish off this guy. I think Kurt might be my favorite boss because he's just so ridiculous. Alright, and then Faust here. Crime sign falling off the roof. I love the gangs that have their giant signs just say crime. The TNT is actually like rather not damaging. Like I think it does 2 or 4 damage, which is the same as just like a basic punch. This guy is trying to enjoy himself. I'd like to not use a shotgun. I guess it doesn't matter. And then we get our elevator sequence. I don't know who's dropping the plants, but oh shit. Okay. My ammo count's 1 off. Is there any way to fix that? Do I bother to fix that? I don't think I bother to fix that. That's just fine. Yeah, that'll work. Matter of fact, we'll just press it. Press the issue. All right, now we're on to the final boss, Faust. So while Blood is not the best character in this game overall, he's extremely good at this fight in particular. The pacing that these grounded punches it bounced at is exactly perfect. No other character can do the strategy that I just did. Then he goes and gets his gun. Shows off his assless chaps. And that is the boss. So there is an extra stage again. Unlike Crime Fighters 1, generally the extra stage is considered mandatory to get a 1 credit clear. I never started my timer. So Crime Fighters 1, you beat the main game, then you get extra stage, and then you get loop 2, but you don't get a loop 2 extra stage. This game loops indefinitely, and you get the extra stage on every loop, and so generally the extra stage is considered a part of the game as a result. Just kind of weird, but you know, that's how things go. So unlike Crime Fighters 1, they have a little bit of mercy in that you get the bosses 2 at a time, instead of just all of them. That said, they do put you on this awkward bridge, which pretty significantly reduces the amount of room you have to work with in fighting them. Dick? That said, the second phase is also pretty awkward because the Rude Brothers are 2 separate enemies. But hopefully... There we go. There we go. So the taller Rude Brother has an odd property that he gets hit by grounded attacks, even while standing. Normally that's pretty insignificant, but in the refights it means you can use some awkward strategies when you've got him on the ground with Joe. That's not a good start. So yeah, a big part of the boss rush, or at least this phase of the boss rush, is Kurt takes up a lot of space when he decides to spin. Spin again to be ready. Okay. Alright, final boss, this dominatrix lady. true final boss. And that's that. So yeah, thanks for putting up with my scratchy voice, everybody. Sorry, I forgot to start the timer on that game. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the marathon.